Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurin Zafira binti Arfendi from CDCS 2403B. For this introduction, I will first explain the concept of logic. Logic is defined as the study of reasoning and argumentation. It focuses on how individuals analyze information and construct arguments in a systematic and rational manner. Through logic, we are able to evaluate whether an argument is valid or invalid. In addition, logic provides various guidelines and methods for organizing ideas clearly and coherently. This helps ensure that our thoughts are structured, consistent, and easy to understand. Furthermore, the laws of logic serve as the foundation of logical reasoning. These laws establish the basic principles that guide acceptable thinking and the formation of sound arguments. Therefore, the laws of logic are essential and widely accepted, as they support rational thinking and effective decision making. This slide presents several fundamental laws of logic that are commonly used in logical reasoning. First is the law of double negation, which states that a statement remains the same even if it is negated twice. This means that denying a denial brings us back to the original statement. Next is De Morgan's law, which explains how negation works with conjunction and disjunction. It shows that negating a combined statement changes both the logical operator and the individual statements. This law is important when simplifying or rewriting logical expressions. The commutative law states that the order of statements does not affect the result for conjunction and disjunction. In other words, changing the position of statements does not change their meaning. The associative law explains that the grouping of statements does not affect the final result as long as the logical operators remain the same. The distributive law shows how conjunction and disjunction can be distributed over each other. This law is useful when simplifying complex logical expressions. The idempotent law states that repeating the same statement does not change its value. Lastly, the identity law explains how a statement interacts with true and false values, showing that combining a statement with a true value leaves it unchanged. This slide continues with additional laws of logic. The dominance law states that certain true values dominate the outcome of a logical expression. For example, any statement combined with a false value using conjunction will always be false. Next is the inverse law, which shows that when a statement is combined with its negation, the result will either be true or false depending on the operator used. The absorption law explains that a statement can absorb another part of an expression without changing its original value. This law helps simplify logical expressions. The conditional identity law shows the logical equivalence of a conditional statement. It explains that an implication can be rewritten as a disjunction. Lastly, the biconditional identity law explains that a biconditional statement is true only when both statements imply each other. This law helps us understand the meaning of if and only if statements. This slide presents a tutorial question together with the solution to demonstrate how the laws of logic can be applied to simplify a logical statement. The given statement is a compound logical expression that may look complex at first. However, by applying the laws of logic step by step, we can systematically simplify it. First, we apply De Morgan's law to remove the negation outside the brackets and rewrite the expression. Next, we use the double negation law to eliminate the double negative, which simplifies the statement further. Then, the associative law is applied to regroup the terms so that the expression becomes easier to manipulate. After that, we use the absorption law, which helps reduce unnecessary parts of the expression by absorbing redundant terms. The commutative law is also used to rearrange the order of the statements, followed by the associative law again to regroup them properly. Next, we apply the inverse law, which simplifies a statement combined with its negation. Finally, using the dominance law, the entire expression is reduced to its simplest form, which results in a constant truth value. Through this step-by-step process, we can clearly see how the laws of logic help transform a complicated expression into a much simpler one.